Hi, I'm Nissa with Eating Fat is the New Skinny. And if you haven't seen me in a while, that is because I was on vacation with my family. If you call chasing an 18-month-old around an unbaby-proofed house vacation, that is what I was doing. So we all know that when traveling, it's really hard to get enough fat in our diet to have a ketogenic diet. I didn't have my trusty fat bombs with me. We were eating out a lot and not cooking at home very often, so it's kind of hard to get that extra fat. I do have a vacation story where I'm pretty sure fat tried to kill me. I know that sounds dramatic, but just listen to the story and you'll see that it almost killed me. So we had an active day at Legoland. I was chasing my 18-month-old around, and we decided to grab some lunch after. So we went to this little restaurant in Chicago called Meatheads. I got a double burger with cheese and bacon, some ranch sauce, no bun, of course, and I ate that. And for the drive home, I still needed kind of a pick-me-up. I wasn't really hungry, but I did need some kind of energy. I'm not much of a coffee drinker. I actually just started this year. I found that if I put enough heavy whipping cream in it, maybe some stevia, it actually tastes good to me. But since I have not drank coffee for very long, I rely on my husband to tell me what to get. So when we went to Starbucks, he told me that I could get a misto, which for us is about half coffee and half heavy whipping cream. And I just ate this big meal, so that sounded like a lot to me. So I didn't really want to drink that much fat after eating a big meal, especially if we were going to be driving. So I went with his other option that he mentioned, which was a grande latte made of heavy whipping cream. So in my mind, a grande latte, it's really just some coffee with maybe a splash or two of cream, and that's what I thought I was drinking. So on the drive home, he was working on his phone, not paying attention. And this coffee that I got tasted really, really good, especially good. And I didn't know if it was just because I needed the caffeine or what. So I drank it pretty quickly. And a few minutes later, he was on his call and he noticed me doubled over in the car, blasting the air conditioning because I was having hot flashes. I felt so sick and I didn't know why, what happened. So he picked up my cup and he noticed that the grande latte was all gone. And he explained to me that I just drank mostly heavy cream with a splash of coffee. I thought I was doing the opposite. So yeah, that explains why I had way too much fat for me and I felt pretty sick. So to get out of this, I took a couple of beet flow and I lay down for a little while to allow my body to digest that fat that was far too much for me. If you don't know what beet flow is, it's a supplement that helps your body digest fat. You can check out the digestion course at eatingfatisthenewskinny.com/digestion to learn more about that. So some people say that you should eat a lot of fat to get into ketosis, which obviously that was far too much for me. Some people that say that you need to burn your own body fat to get into ketosis, and I actually fall somewhere in the middle. If you are eating 3 meals a day and you're not getting at least 3 to 4 servings of fat with each meal, you are not eating enough fat to get into ketosis, most likely. If you are still counting calories and you're only eating like 1,000 to 1,200 calories a day so you burn your own body fat, you're not eating enough fat to get into ketosis. If you are eating less than 3 meals a day, then you need to add on more fat in order for your body to get into ketosis. So now if you are following these guidelines and you are having digestive symptoms, eating that extra fat, then you need to build up more slowly or you need to supplement to help your body along. So these digestive problems that I'm talking about are nausea, your skin breaking out, if you feel gassy or bloated in your lower abdomen, if you have itchy skin, light colored stool or loose stool like diarrhea or even constipation, or if you have no gallbladder, then eating low fat or the wrong fats for too long can cause your bile to get thick and sludgy. So you either need to introduce these fats more slowly to give your body time to catch up, which is true, you won't get into ketosis. But if you're eating a bunch of fat that your body can't handle, it will store it as toxins, you will feel gross, and you're probably not going to burn fat because that fat is being stored as toxins. So build it up slowly, or if you try that and it's not working, you can also supplement. And some of the supplements that might help you, if you have no gallbladder, you can use something called ox bile. You will also maybe want to use beet flow to help thin that bile out. And if the beet flow is not enough for you, you might need to add in something like choline or Zenaplex to help it along. And if you really have an issue, you can go for something like a coffee enema to get things moving for you. So what about the people that say you need to eat less fat so that your body can burn its own fat? If you never make it to ketosis and your body never has a chance to learn how to burn fat as fuel, that will never work for you. Your body will go into starvation mode and hold on to your stored fat. So recently I was listening to a podcast with Mark Sisson and Jimmy Moore on the Living La Vida Low Carb Show. I would definitely recommend that podcast. It was excellent. And Jimmy was talking about that he's still having trouble losing weight. So Mark advised him to take his normal calories of 2,500 per day and try to eat somewhere around 1,800 to see if that helps him. Now, Mark wasn't telling him to go ahead and track every single calorie and make sure he gets only to 1,800. He was just giving him a guideline. So don't get obsessive about it. Just know that he's telling him to reduce it to see if that works for him. Now, here's this really smart guy saying that you need to burn your own body fat instead of taking in extra fat. And guess what? I agree with him. But the big caveat here is he is talking about people that have been doing this for a long time, as Jimmy has. He is talking about people whose bodies have learned to burn their own fat for fuel. And you don't start keto and then a day later start burning your own fat for fuel. It takes time. Personally, I wouldn't even try something like that until I was at least a good 6 months in, maybe longer, just so your body knows how to burn fat as fuel and it starts to learn this. So if you've been doing keto for a while and you're not getting the results you want, maybe try that, test it, see if it works for your body. Maybe eating more fat is still what you need. The only way to know is to test it and to find out for you. People keep perpetuating the rumor that all you need to do is eat less carbs and then you get into ketosis. That's not true. It's not true for the majority of people out there. Maybe it worked for them. I have a feeling they're not testing correctly and they probably don't know they're not in ketosis. Take my husband, for example. He was eating keto for a good 6 months with really minimal weight loss results. His ketones were never registering above 0.2 to 0.3. So he got some advice to double the amount of fat he was eating. So he went from eating probably around 150 grams of fat a day to 250 to 300. And guess what happened? That was enough fat for him to take in to start burning his own body fat. So he started dropping weight. He tested his ketones and he got into ketosis like that. So 250 to 300 grams of fat was what he needed. I'm not saying that you need to run out and eat that, because if your body can't digest that, it's going to cause you trouble. But just know that your body will not burn its stored fat if you are not fat adapted. So you need to do this for a while in order to get there. Now that he's been doing this for a while and he's close to 80-pound weight loss, he could probably try Mark's advice and see if that would ramp up his results. In a way, he kind of does, because he does a lot of fasting. So when you start averaging it out, he's pretty much following Mark's advice. But remember, you need to be fat adapted before you can get there. Too many people here let your body burn its own fat. They start keto, they go low calorie, and they don't get the results they want. Too many people are hearing this and spreading this advice as gospel, and then they're wondering why they're not getting results, or they only get results for a short time. So definitely give yourself time. If you're new to this, eat a lot of fat to get your body into ketosis and get yourself fat adapted. So if you want to learn more about how I got started and what really amplified my results, check out the 12-week online fat loss course. It's not a keto course, but it's great to learn the foundations of how your body works so you can really excel with keto. That's how I did it. That's how I got my results. Everyone that has taken the course so far that I've recommended to really has loved it. They love the information. They get it. They're seeing great results. So definitely check it out at eatingfatisthenewskinny.com/course. And if any of this information helped you, please share it. And thank you for following me at Eating Fat is the New Skinny. Go eat some fat.